Hello YouTube, today we are going to compare Note 3 with Xperia Z Ultra to see which one is a better phablet in terms of display, hardware, ports, software, speakers, battery and in design and dimensions. So first of all we are going to look into a display of these devices. So Note 3 and Xperia Z Ultra have 1080p display but with different screen size and different screen specs. Z Ultra packs 6.4-inch triluminous display with Sony Mobile Bravia Engine X Reality display and supports 344 pixels per inch, whereas Note 3 packs 5-inch Super AMOLED Full HD display that supports 386 pixels per inch. Despite the fact Note 3 has better pixels per inch than Z Ultra, it's not easy to find out the big difference between the display of these phablets from naked eye, as both of them looks crystal clear while watching movies and playing games. Now we are going to max out our brightness on both of these devices to see which one is going to show us more whites from its display. So first of all, max out our brightness on Xperia Z Ultra. So X Reality for mobile is on at the moment. So now I have maxed our brightness on Xperia Z Ultra. We will open Google Chrome on it, and now I will max out our brightness on Samsung Galaxy Note 3. So here you can clearly witness that Note 3 is showing us more whites from its display, and Xperia Z Ultra display seems to be a little bit dimmer than Note 3. Now talking about the hardware of these devices makes me feel that it's not easy to pick out a winner between these two devices, as both of them packs Snapdragon 800 processor with different clock speeds. Xperia Z Ultra clocked at 2.2 GHz processor, which is slightly lower than the Note 3 2.3 GHz clock speed. However, it's nice to see that Note 3 packs 3 GB of RAM to compete against Ultra 2 GB of RAM. So of course in RAM Note 3 has upper hand. Moving towards the GPU of these devices makes you more confused, as both of them packs Adreno 330 GPU, which performs really well in gaming, and this can be witnessed from my uploaded gaming videos on YouTube. If you want to look at benchmarking scores and opening app speed comparison between these two devices, you can have a go at the description links, which will direct you to benchmarking and opening app speed comparison video. Now we will look into a design and dimensions of these phones. So guys, Note 3 is surrounded with a metal ring that shines under a light and looks really good. On the back we have removable battery cover, and this removable battery cover is made up of plastic. But to give Note 3 a little bit of premium look, Samsung has covered this plastic cover with leather, which actually looks nice in hand and gives you more grip while handling your Note 3 in one hand. So let's see how we can remove a battery cover from Note 3 to access micro SD card slot, micro SIM slot and battery. So here we have got micro SD card slot, and just under that we have got micro SIM slot, and here is our 3200 milliamp hours massive battery. So at the bottom of our Note 3 we have got micro USB 3.0 port, and this can be used to connect a mini HDMI lead, and this is also be used to connect a micro USB to big USB adapter. On the right hand side we have got a power on and off key. At the top we have got a 3.5mm jack. On the left hand side we have got a volume rocker key, and at the bottom of our device we have also got a speaker grill, and just on the right side of that we have got a S Pen port. On the front of Note 3 we have got one home button with two capacitive buttons. So these are touch capacitive buttons, and this is all we have got in our Note 3. Now let's see what we have in the design of Xperia Z Ultra. So Xperia Z Ultra has subtly matte rounded edges, and on the back of Xperia Z Ultra we have impressive glass, which gives ultra premium look in comparison to Note 3. On the right hand side of Xperia Z Ultra we have got volume rocker key, and just over the top of that we have got a power on and off key, and over the top of power on and off key we have got micro SD card slot, micro SIM slot, and just over the top of that we have got 3.5mm jack. So these ports are covered with a plastic cover. On the left hand side of our device we have micro USB port, and this port can be used to connect a mini HDMI lead as well as micro USB to big USB adapter. And here is our dock connector. At the bottom of Xperia Z Ultra we have got a speaker grill, so this speaker is not too loud. And over the top of this device we have got nothing actually, and this is all we have got on Xperia Z Ultra. However, a plus point of having Xperia Z Ultra over Note 3 is its water resistant capability, which will allow users to take it over 1 meter underwater. In the end, I would say it's totally your choice which one you are liking the most in your hand and which feels comfortable to you while holding it. Now we are going to test the speaker of these devices. So now I'm going to play a FIFA 12 game on both of these devices, and let's see which one is going to give us louder sound from its external speaker.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
So due to copyright issues I cannot play music in this game. However, we can listen to commentary. Now first of all, pop up a volume on Note 3. It's already at max.
You're listening to Clyde Tilsley. Thank you for joining us. Andy Townsend is here with me for this one.
Real pleasure to be here today, Clive.
This game is billed as a friendly match. We will see just how friendly it is when the first few tackles go in.
So speaker is looking really loud on Note 3. Now we are going to pop up a volume on Xperia Z Ultra.
You're listening to Clyde Tilsley. Thank you for joining us. Andy Townsend is
So
here
if I'm not wrong, I think speaker loudness is better on Note 3.
We will see just how friendly it is when the first few tackles go in.
Now pop up a volume on Note 3 again.
You're listening to Clyde Tilsley. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I think Note 3 speaker is better than Xperia Z Ultra external
This game
speaker.
is billed as a friendly match. We will see.
So guys, in external speaker, of course, Note 3 is better than Xperia Z Ultra. Now let's have a quick look into dimensions. Note 3 measures 151.2, which belongs to height of this phone, by 79.2, which belongs to width of this phone, and Note 3 is 8.3 mm thick, and it weighs 168 grams. It's pretty interesting to see and say that we have come into an era where Note 3 display seems to me small, especially if we are looking at the display of Xperia Z Ultra, because it measures 179.4, which belongs to height of Xperia Z Ultra, by 92.2, which belongs to width of Xperia Z Ultra, and it is only 6.5 mm thick and weighs 212 grams. So guys, due to Z Ultra massive measurements, it's not easy to handle it one hand, and you might feel sometime that it's too big for your pocket in comparison to Note 3. However, you have to give credit to Sony for slimming down their device, because Z Ultra is 1.8 mm thinner than Note 3, and of course this is a plus point of having Xperia Z Ultra if you are ignoring its size. Now let's have a quick chat about the cameras of these devices. So on the front of Xperia Z Ultra and Note 3 we have got 2 megapixel snapper. On the back of Xperia Z Ultra we have got 8 megapixel camera without a flashlight, and this camera can take up to 1080p videos. On the back of Note 3 we have got 13 megapixel snapper, and this is with a single LD flash, so this is a plus point of having Note 3. And not even that, it also records videos up to 4K, which is equivalent to 2160p. So in camera specs, Note 3 is better than Xperia Z Ultra. If you want to look into a camera comparison of these devices, you can have a go at the description links, which will show you a camera comparison of these two awesome devices. Moving towards internal storage, Note 3 comes up with 32 GB and 64 GB of internal storage, and there is option to put up to 64 GB of SD card in it. On the other hand, Xperia Z Ultra comes up with 16 GB of onboard storage, and like Note 3 you can put up to 64 GB of SD card in it. Now let's talk about the batteries of these devices. So guys, Note 3 comes up with 3200 mAh battery, which is 200 mAh more powerful than the battery of Xperia Z Ultra. And from my daily usage, I have found that due to micro USB 3.0 port on Note 3, its battery charge faster than Xperia Z Ultra, and it is also lasts for a longer time as compared to Xperia Z Ultra. So guys, in the end I would say that Xperia Z Ultra is a powerful device in terms of display, hardware and water resistant capability. Its build quality looks superior than Note 3. However, there is no deny that size of Z Ultra is too big as compared to Note 3, and you would have some difficulty in handling this device in one hand. On the other side, Note 3 is a monster device in terms of specs and takes users to another level of technology with Air View, which helps you to scroll down web pages by looking up and down into your device without touching a display. If you are not sure what I am talking about here, have a look at my browsing comparison which I will made on YouTube, or just simply click on the annotations which are appearing at the left top, or else check out browsing speed video link in the description. So we have some exciting features on Note 3 like Smart Pause. Look away from your phone and it will pause a video. Look back, it will start it again. So some of the features are ported out from S4 on Note 3, and once you get used to of those features, you will feel your phone is helping you in getting things more conveniently. In other words, Note 3 is a heavily software driven phone as compared to Z Ultra, and there is no deny it has some awesome features, especially when we look into S Pen and its multi-window feature. Now we will have a quick go at the software of these devices. If you want to know more things about the software of Samsung Galaxy Note 3, you can have a go at a full hands-on video made by me on YouTube, and a link of that video will be provided in the description below. But let's see quickly what we have on these phones. So Note 3 is running on Android 4.3. On the other hand, Xperia Z Ultra is running on Android 4.2.2. There are 7 desktop displays on both of these devices, and all of them are customizable whichever way you like to customize them. You can jump between them, you can put shortcuts on them, you can put widgets on them, and in a notification bar we have got 5 shortcuts on Xperia Z Ultra, whereas on Note 3 we have got massive combination of shortcuts in a notification bar. And Samsung has also added one more feature on Note 3, which is flip to get all the streams. So this is kind of blink feed that we have on HTC One. Here you can add your favorite streams and you will get up-to-date news on your Note 3. So this is an additional feature we have on Note 3 as compared to S4. So these features are not available on Xperia Z Ultra. We have also got a lot of motion sensors on Samsung Galaxy S4 like air gesture, smart scroll, smart pause, and many more of them. I will show you some of them when I will do a browsing comparison between these two devices. And